There's an election tomorrow in Atlanta. In 24 hours, voters will be going to the polls to elect the new mayor of Atlanta, Councilwoman Mary Norwood, facing Councilwoman Keisha Lance Bottoms. It is a tight race. Let's go right to two reporters who are covering this. Candace Presley, of course, with morning anchor for the TJMS, and also my man Ernie Suggs. Ernie, race and culture reporter for Land Journal-Constitution. And Tom, I got to say, Ernie is an alpha. Today is Founders Day for the Alphas. That's why I got the black and gold sweater on today. Let's get right to it. Who's gonna replace the Kappa, Kasim Reed, as mayor? How tight is this thing, Ernie?
It's narrow. It's very narrow. The latest polls that we got shows that Mary Norwood is leading 51 to 45% in the latest
51-45.
51 to 45.
6 points.
She has a lot of momentum over the last couple of weeks. She's gotten a lot of big name endorsements from some of her former foes who ran against her for mayor, and she got an endorsement from Shirley Franklin, which was huge. So over the last week, she's really gotten a lot of momentum, and the lead has increased a bit. But I think that, and Candace can probably speak on this as well, over the last couple of weeks, people have been talking on social media about, it's really getting serious now. So the election is tomorrow. So people are really kind of starting to take notice, and it's going to be a big event.
Candace Presley, I saw T.I. was tweeting over the weekend, supporting, of course, Keisha Lance Bottoms. There was a debate last night between the two. I heard it got a little hot.
Yes, it did. It got really hot, Roland, and I was one of the panelists asking the questions, and there was one particular instance where Mary Norwood and Keisha Lance Bottoms were questioning each other. Mary Norwood asked the question about a comment that Keisha made where she was asked, what's the difference between you and Mayor Kasim Reed? And Keisha's answer was, well, I'll be smiling when I cut you. And the way it was presented as if she was some sort of a, yes, that's what. And that is what Keisha Lance Bottoms said, but if you were in the room and you heard the exchange, you knew she was making a joke. I mean, she laughed, the room laughed, and she said that, but Keisha Lance Bottoms took it as Mary Norwood trying to paint her as an angry black woman. Earlier in the debate, very first question to Keisha Lance Bottoms, what is the difference between you and Mayor Kasim Reed? And will her term, should she win, be a third term for Mayor Reed? Her answer was, I think that's a blatantly sexist question because she went to school on her own. Mayor Reed wasn't there for that. She's very accomplished, very distinguished, all on her own, and she is seeking to be the next mayor of Atlanta, not to be an extension of someone else.
Ernie, on that point, folks are saying that Kasim Reed is on the ballot. A lot of folks have been critical, saying he's been heavy-handed. I had him on TV1 on Friday, where he was, of course, stumping for Keisha Lance Bottoms, and so. Also, when you look at these numbers in the general election, of the top 4 people who placed, 3 of them were white candidates. It seems that white voters are very energized in Atlanta. Black voters, not so much.
They are. The white voters are energized. The two white voters that you're talking about who were not Mary Norwood have endorsed her. And a lot of people are seeing this as a referendum against Kasim Reed. Kasim Reed has done a great job over the last 8 years. But he has not been the most popular person amongst the elite, amongst the political elite. And, a lot of people are seeing these endorsements that are going towards Mary as direct attacks on him, not necessarily attacks on Keisha Lance Bottoms.
Black women are going to be critical. What are these numbers looking at in terms of, here you got a black woman who will be the second black female mayor in Atlanta's history. The first black female mayor endorsed Mary Norwood, even though she previously was critical of Mary Norwood. And so how key will black women be?
The black female vote in Atlanta is critical tomorrow for Keisha Lance Bottoms. And we know in the city that the black female voter, especially the ones who have voted in the last 4 elections, are called super voters. So turnout for Keisha is going to be key among this demographic. Also key will be whether or not East Atlanta turns out for Keisha Lance Bottoms or Mary Norwood. Those votes went largely to Kathy Willard, the 3rd place finisher, who has endorsed Norwood, but those neighborhoods in that part of our city are extremely more progressive than perhaps Mary Norwood has been.
How was the turnout for the early vote?
We had, I think, Ernie, correct me if I'm wrong, but there are 15,000 votes already in?
Yes.
That's it?
And we're expecting, 90,000 votes will probably decide this election.
But also, I mean, I think it's kind of sad to say, but it may rain tomorrow. So, you know,
Yeah.
what happens? You know what happens?
Well, first of all, let me just remind the people out there in Atlanta who was talking about, well, it might rain. In 1973, black people got 0.0012% of all city contracts. That means for every $100 spent in Atlanta, black folks got 12 cents. Get your ass an umbrella and go vote.
And I think people are.
I mean, I'm not endorsing anybody, but I'm saying get off your butt and go vote.
Right.
Damn the rain.
Yeah.
Absolutely
And
right.
I think Congress will agree with me, but there's been a lot of.
With a brick so that people could go vote. People should participate in the process, and if you don't participate in the process, then you have no room to complain.
Well, I say voters shut the hell up. Ernie, go ahead.
I was thinking Congress probably will agree with me. There's been a lot of talk about this election on social media. People are they understand what the stakes are. This is a historic election that's going to elect the second female mayor of Atlanta. It could be another black mayor which it has been for the last 44 years, or it can be a totally different change in terms of race and culture in the city. So people are taking this serious, and I think people are going to come out tomorrow.
Real quick comments. How will it play about folks saying that Mary Norwood is a Republican? She's running as an independent, but on Friday, because Mayor Kasim Reed says she's voted in the last 12 Republican elections as a Republican. How will that play out?
And we asked her that question during the debate, and she said, well, that was because when there were elections where she lives in the city, there were no Democrats on the ballot. It has been a narrative that has been out there. We're not really sure yet if it is stuck.
Tom, 24 hours.
You think this is going to be a race, Roland, about character and not about race?
No,
as Shirley Franklin has alleged.
I think what this is a race. This is really a referendum on Mayor Kasim Reed.
Yeah.
That's everything that I've heard from there. Everything that I'm getting from out of there. That's what this is about. And so that's what's going on here. So less than 24 hours, they go to the polls. So we'll know about 10 p.m. Tuesday night. Go vote or shut the hell up.
There you go.
Ernie, Context Live.
Black mayors in Atlanta for 40-some-odd years.
44 years, Tom.
44 years straight. Hugging next.
Weekdays on TV One.
I will never lie to you.
Oh, my God.
Roland Martin.
He doesn't want to talk to us. He wants to ignore us.
Uncensored.
Hell no. That ain't gonna cut it, boo.
Unapologetic.
No, that is fundamentally false. You are wrong.
Unfiltered.
He wants an America where we all look alike. He ain't talking about black people.
Unrelenting.
You better go work out, because you got a fight on your hands.
NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on TV One.